And the designer has to comprehend a lot, but ultimately create a vision that people can emotionally get charged about. Create a vision of where we want to go. Because the reality, at least in our business and in car design, is that you're talking about something that's very far in the future. 4 years out, 5 years out. And you can't just ask a customer, really, where do you want to be in 4 years? What kind of car are you going to drive in 4 years? What kind of needs will you have? You can predict, you can forecast, you can trend analysis. But really, it requires a lot of intuition, and the designer offers that great gift. But to communicate that to the large organization becomes challenging in a way. And ultimately, you're talking to people that just naturally don't think about design, they don't think about appearance strategies, they don't think about the emotional side of the process. And if you can bring some clarity to understand how emotions work and why a customer is really interested in a particular type of execution, and if you can get them charged, that becomes a real value. The idea becomes really the most precious asset. Once you have an idea, a lot of people can execute it. But breeding the idea becomes the value. And if you have a design organization that can breed the idea, articulate the idea, a lot of people can figure out how to get it to market. But it's the idea that's key. Of course, industrial design is about real problem solving. And when we look into the future, and we look about how we really where we want to go and where we think we need to go and where the customer thinks they want to go. I ask a customer, what do you want to do in 2015? How do you want, they just want things easier. I want things easier, and I want my peers to tell me I made the right decision with my purchase and that I'm cool. And that comes down to, a lot of that reflection of how a customer makes their purchase. But in the future, there'll be a lot of changes. And so the idea of looking at vehicles that might drive themselves, and what are the real solutions? How do you solve that vehicle? How does it interface with you? Where does it, come home to? And how does it recharge? Is it inductive charging? How does it go where it needs to go? How can it be an enabler for older people? We know the population of older people keeps growing and growing and growing, and it'll reach quite a peak in 2025. Well, that'll be a real need because, of course, you have ergonomics, getting in and out of a vehicle, how you use a vehicle, can it raise and lower, seating position, your man-machine interface. All these are problems that must be solved.